Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting episode of Devil's Due. It is the 4th of July, so court is technically on a national holiday, but we are still here for you to bring you the great season finale of Daredevil Season 2 and another great episode of our show. I am your host, Carl Duty. With me, as always, is the man who is so patriotic, he is actually he is actually a full member of G.I. Joe, which is the code name for America's daring, highly trained Special Missions Force. Its purpose to defend human freedom against Cobra, a ruthless terrorist organization determined to rule the world. Mr. Drew Celestino.
And I only cost about 30 flag points. You got to mail them in.
You're the special mail-in?
That's correct.
Did you do that when they did that? You can make your own G.I. Joe figures? Yeah, I did too.
It was kind of lame figure. But hey, I got to make my own. So whatever.
It was a lame figure.
And by the way, they would never be able to do that intro anymore. Like a ruthless terrorist organization determined. They would never be able to say that in a kid's show.
Yeah, they would, especially now.
In a kid's show? No, they would. They wouldn't be able to say that.
Who cares about a kid's show? They would.
Well, in the adult version, sure, like the one they made for Cartoon Network about 10 years ago, which was awesome.
Resolute,
yeah, dude.
Oh man,
written by Warren Ellis. Yeah, kids, do yourself a favor and go out and pick up G.I. Joe Resolute on DVD. It's probably pretty cheap by now, but
yeah,
Cartoon Network did it like 10 years ago, and it's like a 30 minute, no, maybe more than that, right?
No, it's like 45 minutes.
Yeah, but it's
total. They did it in little webisodes.
Yeah, it's great. That's G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
Only edgier. It's really cool.
Yeah. Here we are, sir.
What's going on?
How you doing?
I'm good. We have that odd feeling when it's not Tuesday evening, so it's just like,
no, it's like Tuesday afternoon.
I'm all discombobulated.
It's 4th of July.
Yeah.
News is shut down.
We got some stuff.
We got some stuff, but nothing like heavy hitting.
That's okay. It's a holiday week, so maybe if the show's a little light this week, I think we've given more than enough content in the last few weeks to
but that's
keep
okay.
The people happy.
Yeah, that's okay because then we can just give more time to the season finale of Daredevil, which is definitely deserving of it. But let us not ignore ceremony. How was your week, sir?
It's been eventful yet uneventful.
Yep.
There's a lot going on I can't really discuss yet, but in a couple weeks I should be able to kind of disclose some things.
Every couple of months or so, you get a little secretive about stuff.
Well, there's life doesn't stand still, man. Gotta keep the train rolling. But I had quite the weekend.
Yes.
So as I informed all of our dear listeners last episode, this past weekend was the New Japan Pro Wrestling G1 special in USA.
Been seeing tons of highlights on the Facebooks.
So this was, like I said, New Japan's first ever U.S. shows. They've toured, with ROH as a co-promotion kind of deal, but this was strictly New Japan show. And night one aired on Access TV live. Night 2 will be aired on Friday, this coming Friday on Access TV, but it was actually live on NJPW World, which Jay Gelsomino has. So I went to Jay's place Sunday to watch it. We watched Saturday night here. Oh my God, it was great.
Yeah.
Now, it had potential to not be great because it wasn't like a full roster of NJPW. It was, a lot. The big names all certainly came down, but it wasn't. There was a lot of gaijin. And a lot of guys who you might not specifically think are strictly NJPW. They're kind of more
free agent
guys who happen to work our NJPW, but they also work ROH. They also take indie bookings all around the world. So it had a kind of a mixed bag flavor. But the big stuff was big, and it in the presentation of the show, from the ring announcing to the look, the ring, the lighting, it was all NJPW to a T, and it was fantastic.
They had old JR doing commentary, didn't they?
They did.
Not happy about that?
Now, he does the commentary.
Does he kind of get into his old John Madden phase?
No, it's not that. He's
saying stuff and you're like, really, JR?
No,
really?
No. It's not that. It's that he is clearly a freelancer at this point. So he's independent himself.
Yeah.
And he does the weekly show at Access TV. But that's just him overdubbing footage in a studio somewhere. So he has more time to prepare. If he wants to do another take on something, he can. This was him live at ringside. And the first night was not his best work. So he was clearly unprepared. He did not know who all the guys were, by sight. And I don't just mean the Japanese guys. Like I think he called Zack Sabre Jr., who was from the UK. He called him Will Ospreay, who was also from the UK, but they look nothing alike and they wrestle nothing alike. But he called Zack Sabre Jr. Will Ospreay a few times. It's like, oh, JR, buddy. So what's going on here? And then, so a little microcosm side note in terms of the presentation and JR kind of missing the ball. Dave Meltzer is the longest tenured reporter of the world of professional wrestling. He's written the Wrestling Observer newsletter for over 30 years. Like, he's the man when it comes to inside scoops, news. He knows the business. He knows what's going on, when it's going on, and why it's going on. Very plugged in guy, very respected. And he loves him some NJPW. The Young Bucks are big fans of Dave, and Dave is friends with the Young Bucks. And their finishing move is called the Meltzer Driver. So Dave's father, unfortunately, passed away the night before the show or the day of the show. So the Bucks put out on Twitter, we're going to hit the most insane Meltzer Driver tonight for Dave's father. So they do this awesome Meltzer Driver on the outside of the ring. And
what's a
Meltzer Driver?
Yeah,
so it's like a tombstone pile driver, except the one guy does the tombstone pile driver, but the other guy flips off the ropes and spikes his legs down at the same time.
All right.
So they do it to the outside. So the one guy went up to the top rope, did a flip to the outside. They spike the Meltzer Driver, and I always get the Young Bucks mixed up. There's Matt and there's Nick, and I don't know which one is which. I apologize. Okay. But the one dude literally looks at the camera and says to Meltzer, that was for you, Dave, or that was for you. I think his father's name is Herbert Meltzer. That was for you, Herbert, and did a
nice.
A little thing. And JR and Josh Barnett completely missed the call on it. It was a holy crap moment that they just no-sold and talked over but did he get all of it? And didn't even acknowledge what it was. The Japanese commentary, there's a great tweet that's going on where they put the two back to back, the two clips, and the Japanese commentary went berserk. And I don't know if they called out the shout to Meltzer, but they at least went ape for the move. Meltzer Driver!
Nice.
I'm telling you, man, the commentary certainly helps sell the product. So yeah, JR was just okay. And again, it's not because he's losing a step. It's just because I think he's not
unfamiliar territory.
Yeah, and he does, like I said, he does the show in the studio during the week, so he should know. But I think because it's not his full-time gig, he's just not as knowledgeable about the product as a fan like myself would want him to be the voice of that product. So anyway, that aside, the shows were fantastic. And night one, Kenny Omega, our boy, defeated who did he beat in night one? Michael Elgin to take his first win in the tournament. So this was the tournament to determine the first ever NJPW U.S. champion. So night one, he beats Elgin. He was the most over guy in the building by a mile. Place was nuclear for him. And then Okada defended his NJPW title against Cody, a.k.a. Cody Rhodes, Dusty's kid, who I can't stand. Has no business at all having a sniff at the world title. So Okada dispatched him with relative ease. And
can you not stand him because of his character or because of
he's okay, but he's not great. He's good at character. He's a great character guy. In ring, he's okay, and that's the best thing I can say about him. He's a little too over the top character for NJPW, and his ability in ring is nowhere near the level that it should be to be in the main event of an NJPW event. He's a mid-tier guy. Upper mid-card, no higher than that, in my opinion. He's a perfect WWE guy. That's hate to say it, but that's what he is. So, anyway, Okada beat him, so we're all good. Kenny won, like I said. Night two. Night two was even better because now we're further along in the tournament, and I'm just going to cut right to the chase. Kenny Omega. First, he beat Jay Lethal to move on to the finals of the tournament, where he met Tomohiro Ishii, the Stone Pitbull, who is awesome. One of the best. Guy's phenomenal, and he's kind of unheralded in a way because he's never like in a position to like be a champion. But he's one of the like most legit guys in NJPW. Everyone loves him too. Like the guy, he's just one of the greats that is for whatever reason isn't in the title picture. But you're going to get great stuff from him every time.
I think one of the highlight videos I saw was of that match.
Oh my god, dude!
Him sitting on the ground and Kenny kicking him.
Yeah,
and him just laughing it off.
Well, that's his thing. He'll sit there and be like, "Come on, do it." Him and Shibata. Oh my god, poor Shibata, who had to retire unfortunately. But their match last year at Wrestle Kingdom was the stiffest, most ridiculous thing I've ever seen, and it was amazing for it. So yeah, so Ishii's legit and Kenny's legit, and together they put on a amazing match in the finals. And spoilers, Kenny Omega is your first ever NJPW US champion.
Yeah, Kenny.
Bullet Club came out, celebrated, closed the show, and Kenny Omega is probably he's probably the biggest guy not in WWE right now. I mean, outside of Okada, obviously the champion. Kenny's a big deal. He came out and basically said, "We're coming back next year. I'm going to defend this title everywhere and anywhere. When we come back next year, I want this to be bigger and better." And basically, Kenny kind of turned babyface in front of the U.S. crowd. Gave the crowd all the props in the world for showing up and believing in NJPW, promising that they'd return and bigger and better, and they're going to take over the wrestling world.
Did he turn babyface or just drop kayfabe for a little bit?
Kenny never drops kayfabe.
Okay.
He's really good at kayfabe. So his character, just if you paid attention to his year, obviously starting with Wrestle Kingdom that we watched, and just his whole development has been proving himself to be the best and to prove that professional wrestling can be more than what anyone believes it can be.
Yeah.
He wants to make it bigger and better no matter where he goes. He reiterated all of that on Sunday, and it was just fantastic. Perfect stuff. Great stuff. And anybody that sees this, anyone disgruntled with WWE, watch Friday Night Access TV if you missed it. Just watch it, especially the finals with Kenny and Ishii and Kenny's promo. It just, dude, if you miss wrestling, or at least if you want wrestling that like actually feels like it matters and is important, this is it. This is where it's at. This is what's going on.
So what channel is Access?
It depends on your provider.
Is it like
I have DirecTV.
Is it like a local-ish?
No, it's a network, but it's a network that not all carriers carry.
Gotcha.
So I think Fios has it. I have DirecTV. I have it. I don't think Time Warner or Spectrum, whatever they're called, I don't think they have it. So you got to check your listings. But if you do get it, set your DVR. They're never quite live. This is like a live event. They're usually a little behind, but even if you're behind, man, just watch the stuff. The work is the work, and the work is fantastic. So yeah. Anyway, that was my weekend. It was awesome. Any good NJPW weekend gets me pretty hyped up. So that's it. That's where I'm at.
I think it was 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. Kenny Omega was at CEO, which is the fighting game tournament that. It starts out as a fighting game tournament, but when you get to like top 8 in the games, they do full on professional wrestling style show.
Cool.
Where
you do entrances and stuff.
They do entrances, and the finals take place inside a ring.
Love it.
And you might have saw I think it was last year. We might have talked about in the show when K-Brad did Stunner on one of the commentators when he went into the ring.
Yes. Yeah, we saw that.
So it's that show.
Okay.
Last year Kenny Omega and Xavier Woods had a
AK Austin Creed. Yep.
Had a oh god, what's his name? Not like an official match, but just like a special card match.
Okay. Exhibition match.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Exhibition match. He was there again this year. He helped with Smug's entrance. He helped carry Smug in. Like him and one other guy carried Smug in on their shoulders as Smug was wearing a crown. And rightfully so. Smug is freaking incredible.
What game?
Street Fighter.
Okay.
His Balrog is, you'll blink and you'll be dead.
Wow.
But yeah, he was there for that. He was also there in support of Tekken.
Yep, because Bullet Club and NJPW have cross promotion.
So yeah, so that was pretty cool. And yeah, he went fairly far in the tournament. He's not like top 8 level skill yet, obviously, because he can't put in the time.
Yeah, he's a little busy.
But he's by no means a scrub.
No, when he's not wrestling, he's playing video games. So.
And he uses Alex, which like if I had to say who's my main Street Fighter V, it'd probably be Alex.
All right. So how was your weekend otherwise?
My week. All right, I'm not going to bury the league here, so I'm simply going to say to quote Janine from Ghostbusters.
Ooh.
We got one!
Teeth?
William is finally crawling.
Ah, yes.
My son is finally mobile, and I cannot tell you how good it feels to see him moving around and how freaking adorable he is. Finally. It was just like it puts a lot of concern to rest.
Sure. No, I know you were.
A lot of concern that like Julie and I had, but anybody whose parents didn't have. But when it's your kid, you just get irrational. So him crawling around, just incredible, and he's getting better and better each day. He's not going to be crawling long.
He's going to be on his feet soon.
He will. We can prop him up against something and he can stand.
Oh, yeah.
But he's kind of starting to sidestep a little bit.
Here we go.
When he's holding stuff, so he's not going to be crawling long.
You're going to be getting some exercise soon, I think.
Yeah. No, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
We're definitely both okay with that.
You better start padding the corners and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, yeah, I definitely got to baby-proof the house. It's still a death trap. But, natural consequences is a great educator. So,
yeah.
If
you survive it, sure.
Okay, so that happened earlier in the week. Friday night we had game night.
Yes, new game.
With new game, a lot of fun. Alan learned a harsh lesson. Let's first talk about the game.
Yes,
please. The game was Cutthroat Caverns.
I believe so.
What's it called?
Yeah.
Wow, that game was fun.
I enjoyed that.
I was
game
thinking about it more and more on the way home. Like, I cannot wait to play that again.
That was definitely fun.
That was a crazy fun game. Basically, it's your pirates who are fighting one monster after another, and it's co-op, kinda. It's co-op-ish.
It's as co-op as you want it to be.
It's co-op, but you kind of manipulate. Because you gain victory points by killing monsters.
Put it this way, you're all against the monster.
Yeah.
But you want to be the one to actually kill the monster.
Yeah. So you might have a really powerful attack in your deck that might not kill the monster, but might bring it right down to a point where it doesn't take a lot to kill it. You're not necessarily going to spend that for the greater cause. You're going to hold on to that.
Right. Well, it depends on what point in the game it is. The more hands we played, the more I kind of figured out, I don't want to throw that 100 banger out right away.
Yeah.
Wait till someone else whittles it down to sub 100, and then and then know when your turn's coming, and you got to be an opportunist.
Yeah.
The whole game is basically be an opportunist.
Yeah. I'm waiting for your opportunity, playing the right cards at the right time. Now, there are ways to screw the people you are playing with in this game.
Oh, yeah.
Not completely unlike the blue turtle shell in Mario Kart, there are blue cards in Cutthroat Caverns that can do things as varied as stopping your opponent from doing their attack or doing their action. They will force your opponent to take any damage that you would take. But we're going to pause there, and now we're going to discuss the concept of the wrath. Now, for most people who know me...
Capital T, capital W.
For most people who know me, they would say I'm a fairly peaceable dude.
Yeah, unless we're playing games with you.
Now, but hold on a second. If you listen to this podcast and you've never met us, you can clearly tell that Drew has maybe some deep-seated anger issues, possibly needs psychological therapy.
What?
And I'm a little more optimistic and hopeful about the world. Then we have the wrath. Now,
how do you see who really needs help?
The wrath is my philosophy that if we are playing in a video game, or a board
game, card game, anything,
and you impede my progress, whether through attack, through if you play Settlers of Catan, putting the robbers on one of my settlements, if you do something that impedes my progress, in which you don't have to do, but you choose to, you will suffer the wrath. And the wrath is, I don't care about winning anymore. I just care about making you not win and making your life miserable.
Yeah. Yeah.
So again, if we're in a game, because I want to make sure the wrath is understood. If we're in a game where the main mechanic of the game is conflict, then game on. Fair game. You have to attack each other. That's fine. If you can do something to me that you don't necessarily have to, but you choose to do it to me and not to someone else, you get the wrath. So now the wrath usually lasts for a couple rounds, maybe to the end of the game.
Uh-huh.
But surely at the end of the night, the wrath is exhausted.
I don't know how sure, but okay.
But past couple weeks, Alan's been getting kind of uppity. Alan's been getting kind of braggy about being on summer vacation.
Look, the man is on vacation.
The man's a teacher, an honor to be praised, that's for sure. He is in the trenches.
Yeah.
Working to educate America's youth. Should receive honor and high pay and all the stuff that comes with what being a teacher should bring, which unfortunately doesn't bring in this country. But, humbleness goes a long way as well.
Humility is the word you're looking for here?
Humility.
Okay.
And at every chance Alan got, Alan decided to remind us that he's on vacation and that he doesn't have to work for like the next 2 months or so. Those of us who work every day, maybe don't like to be reminded of that. So not only did Alan get the wrath for that game, Alan now has the wrath for every game of every game night for as long as he is on vacation.
Wow. That's deep, man. That's heavy.
So yeah, I don't care about winning. I just care about making Alan lose.
I think it's a good thing that you don't have access to nuclear weapons in a conflict.
I don't believe in proportional responses.
See, that's what I mean.
I believe in shock and awe.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. You would burn the earth just to spite someone.
Like if you key my car and I key your car, what did we achieve? We didn't achieve anything.
Right.
If you key my car and I set yours on fire, what did you learn? See?
It's escalation, really, what you're saying. So
eye for an eye just leads everyone blind. Slice jugular for an eye, that solves any future problems.
This is how you get supervillains. This is what happens in Gotham City, sir.
Nah, I'm responsible with my powers.
Sure, okay.
So yeah, Alan, we had game night. It was really fun. For any of you who play board games, definitely recommend Cutthroat Caverns. Lots of fun.
Yeah,
Alan
easy to pick up and play, but deep enough to definitely be fun. And I think the competitive aspect of it also adds to it for sure.
Yeah, and Alan has the wrath now for the rest of his vacation. And that's if he stays humble about it and just like takes his wrath like a
I hope
like a good lad.
I want him to just keep rolling now. Just every Friday, just put his feet up. I didn't do anything today, and it was great.
Yeah,
rub it in, Alan.
Yeah.
Now that he knows this is the state of affairs,
out for you, Alan.
I think now that he knows that he's got the wrath, he should just keep earning it.
Alan,
just to spite you.
Listen, I will get Alan deported.
You can't do that.
I don't care if he's a citizen.
Oh my God!
This is listen. The world we live in. I'm a white male.
Don't forget,
I can get Alan deported.
He's got diplomatic immunity.
Not the way we did at the Bison's game.
No, but trust me.
So, all right. So yeah, that was Friday night. Saturday.
Yeah.
X-Wing tournament.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
How'd you do?
Didn't win. Didn't come, but again, didn't come in last. I came in like 6 out of 10.
Not bad.
And I went 2-2, which opposed to the previous tournament. I went 1-3.
Okay.
So I can legitimately say I did 100% better than I did last time.
Sure.
Yeah. Really, as you saw Friday night, I was kind of hemming and hawing over which squad to go with. I stuck with my Decimator squad, and I learned in that tournament how to fly it properly.
Okay.
Which is the way it's set up. I just got to go straight at him, ramming speed.
Ludicrous speed?
Create traffic jams, let the TIE fighters go around and strafe the traffic jam and whatnot. And so, yeah. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun. Good time at Two Kings Games in the Eastern Hills Mall.
So next time you're going to go 3-2.
Hopefully.
Oh, wait. No, is that right? 3-1.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right.
Fingers crossed. Never know.
Work your way up the ranks.
Yep.
That's how it's done.
I'm not 100% convinced that the squad is a tournament winning squad, but it's definitely one I'm having a lot of fun with right now. So yeah, that was my week. Dear listeners, if you would like to tell us about your week, if you would like to send us any questions, email us, or reach out to us on social media, you can do so at the following resources. You can find us on Twitter at Devils Do Pod. You can go to facebook.com/Devils Do Pod. You can you can email us at thedevilsdopod@gmail.com, or you can find all these resources available to you on our website, thedevilsdopodcast.com. And if you want any questions or comments you send to us on Twitter this week, add the hashtag Alan Has the Wrath.
Wow. I want to see that trend. All right.
So, that being said, let's move on to our case files, which our briefcase is exceedingly light this week because we're not too far out from San Diego Comic-Con.
No cross-examination, huh?
No, we didn't get a... Let me just double check.
All right.
I even told Jay we were recording early. Nope.
Okay.
Nothing in there.
Fine.
Adam Malone was a little displeased with your reactions to, what was defining of the Nintendo 64, so he's drafting a response.
Okay.
As he informed me.
Wealthy
young man about town.
I'm curious because what did I say that was so egregious?
I don't need to. I think it pertained to your thoughts on GoldenEye.
GoldenEye's overrated.
Okay.
I know it was a competitive game at the time, but it's aged terribly, and it did not define the console.
So we do have some news, and trust me, folks, we're kind of scraping around this week.
We can talk about stuff.
Yeah. Earlier this week, the teaser dropped for the new Inhuman series from Marvel.
Uh-huh.
That will be debuting first in IMAX theaters and then coming to, I believe, ABC. We've mentioned this. We've talked about Inhumans before. It's not that we don't like them. We just they don't do it. They're not our cup of tea. They don't do anything for us. We don't necessarily care.
Remember what I said about Cody?
Yeah.
The Inhumans have a ceiling.
Yeah.
And it's very much in the middle of the card.
Yeah. So the teaser came out. I was like, okay, this doesn't look horrible, but this is not like one of those things that I will make a point of watching if I have something else to watch. Everybody's freaking out that Lockjaw's in it. Lockjaw is not. This is network television. This is like big budget special effects show on network television. So the special effects are not that great looking, which includes Lockjaw. Lockjaw looks Lockjaw looks like a CG character out of like a mid 1990s film.
Is he better than the Hulk dogs from Hulk?
I would say no.
Okay. You heard it here first. The Hulk dogs are better.
Yeah. I think the Hulk, that movie didn't work for a number of reasons, but I think if you didn't make one of the Hulk dogs a poodle, then, because that kind of saved them, that they were a poodle. That was kind of funny.
Okay.
But yeah. That movie had Sam Elliott in it. Come on.
It did. Hey, look, I'm not going to talk smack about it. I saw it twice in the theater. I thought it was okay. Some stuff was better than others in it. I thought the finale was terrible. But,
a lot of people hated the editing style. I thought it was really cool.
I enjoyed it.
How they kind of like just
made it like comic book panels. Yeah, I thought that was kind of neat. Anyway, that's an aside. Dude, the Inhumans trailer. They had the big text on the screen like shot with IMAX cameras for the first time on television, yada yada.
But it's not going to be on television.
It doesn't look any better than anything I've ever seen that was shot with an IMAX camera. So you're not wowing me here, number one. Number two, it just looks so generic. It looks like any other network show. And that's like the Inhumans are this weird alien concept, and this just does them no justice whatsoever. It just looks so bland and so TV and so safe. And
the Inhumans should be supporting characters in like a Guardians film.
Sure. That's the perfect
their
kind of style for them. Yes. like the gold people in Guardians 2.
Yeah.
Like the Inhumans can work in that kind of background role.
Yeah.
Giving them front and center, good luck with that. Marvel's trying to do it in the comics, and I still don't care.
Yeah. Well, because they're trying to get them over X-Men, and that's not ever going to happen.
It's never going to happen. Yeah, I thought Inhumans looked very bad. looks bad. The Medusa's wig is laughable. Laughable. They're going to put that on television. That's laughable. Lockjaw, I'm not going to go. I'm not going to say that he was quite 90s tier, but he certainly could look better. And they took his antenna off, and I think that's a cop out. Give the man his antenna.
He's got his antenna.
No, he's got a little glowing patch of fur on his head that looks like the antenna. See, also, we had a little back and forth about this. Taking off Black Bolt's mask. Sorry, man. No, not buying it. He just looks like some dude now. Black Bolt, some average white guy who can't talk. That's Black Bolt now. Instead of weird alien king, he's just random guy. Number 47 from Central Casting. Great! All right. He really portrays majesty.
Give me, and again, you mentioned we went back and forth on this, and I don't think we need to go full bore into that, but give me a legitimate story reason.
They're weird alien people. He's the king of a weird alien people. If their lore says that's what he has to wear, then that's what he has to wear. There, done.
So basically, you're using the same justification for Michael Bay's Transformer designs.
No.
They're weird alien things. They shouldn't look like robots.
No. Again, I'm defending the source material. Michael Bay could give a crap about the source material. What I'm saying is the source material is strong enough, and your concept is already making me take a leap of faith. Just do it the way the source material says to do it and trust that it's going to work. You don't have to come up with some reason why not to do it. That's silly. It's trying to have your cake and eat it too. It's like if they invented Spider-Man today. Oh, he doesn't have to wear the mask. Yes, he does. He's Spider-Man. It's what he wears.
Well, his mask serves a purpose. It reveals his secret identity.
Fair enough.
Black Bolt does not have a secret identity. Black Bolt, like you said, is a king of his people.
Right.
Kings don't hide their face. Even T'Challa doesn't hide his face.
It could just be what he wears as king. It's just a ceremonial thing. They're weird aliens. They can make it work.
Even if you even go back and look at Jack, because the Inhumans were created by Jack Kirby.
Yes, they were.
Jack Kirby you cannot question his genius. He's Hall of Fame all time. But as far as his designs go, the Black Bolt costume is not in the upper tier of them, in my opinion.
I think it is.
But even if you look at what he did later with New Gods, he even moved away from using masks.
Mr. Miracle begs to differ, but whatever.
For that level of character, like Darkseid does not have a mask.
No, he's got a weird crown.
Highfather does not have a mask.
No, he does not.
So,
but neither does Odin or Thor. So you see,
to me, it's not the deal breaker that is for you.
I think if you're gonna go all in on the Inhumans, then go all in on the Inhumans. Make them as weird as they are, because I don't know. This just looks bland and generic.
Yeah, no, we definitely both agree on that we're just not. It's Inhumans. We've said it before. We'll say it again. We don't really care.
Yeah,
and take that, all of you who thinks we just shill for Marvel.
No, I think the Inhumans are. The Inhumans are like the Roman Reigns of Marvel. The company keeps wanting us to make them a thing, and the fans are just like, nah.
Well,
no.
I think, the reasons for the company wanting them to be the thing is evident. Like, they need someone to fill that outcast role.
They want it. They don't need it. They want it. There's a difference. Don't tell me what I need, Marvel. We'll tell you what we want. And we don't want the Inhumans. Sorry. If you can't get the X-Men back, too bad. Then double down on what you do well otherwise. So give us more Avengers stuff. Give us more Ghost Rider. Give us more... Dude, bring Blade back, for God's sake. Just...
Did you read Defenders 2?
No, I haven't even read Defenders 1 yet, dude. I'm so...
Blade shows up in Defenders 2.
Okay, there you go. See?
And it's full-on Wesley Snipes Blade.
That's awesome. Do that stuff. But don't, and now here's your new X-Men, too. No, we don't want them that way.
We'll see what happens in Legacy.
I'm cautiously optimistic about Legacy. I'm not going to lie. I think it's because Jason Aaron and Asad Ribic are doing the first issue. So that alone gives me an inkling of faith.
All right.
Not much, but an inkling.
Just do relaunch Marvel.
They'll never do it. They'll never do it. Not until they get the Fantastic Four rights back anyway. Oh, yeah, they're stopping sales of the Fantastic Four stuff in some video game.
A lot of crossed, mixed messages going on, because a couple weeks ago we heard that, the Fantastic Four expansion pack for the Legacy deck builder game is coming back.
Yep.
And there's rumors of a new Fantastic Four comic launching after Legacy.
Really?
Yes.
Ah.
So...
But yet they're stopping sales of them in the video game. The other video game. Which is it?
Maybe there's negotiations going on. Who knows? I think everything hinges on what... I'm not going to say everything, but I think a lot of it hinges on what happens with Homecoming's box office.
Well, get ready.
Because here's an interesting thing we learned earlier this week. Drew, how much money is Disney making from Homecoming at the box office?
None.
Not one red cent.
But they were willing to forego the box office. It all goes
to Sony.
Marvel was willing to let that money go just so they could put them in Avengers and Cap.
Yeah.
And
Marvel gets the merchandising.
Well, let's not shortchange that.
Yeah, well, no, obviously not. Marvel gets the merchandising and some side money, some back end stuff, and whatnot, but straight up box office, Disney Marvel does not get any of it. Now, I was really surprised to hear that. So maybe after Homecoming does its box office run,
get ready for it. By the way,
maybe then Marvel can go to Fox and be like, "Listen, this is the size of the check we can cut you.
Yeah,
give us back Fantastic Four, and you'll get this deal for say 2 movies."
Sure.
Who knows?
Just give them back. Do you know how long? I found out how long the window is for Fox and the Fantastic Four.
Oh?
10 years. They got to keep they can sit on it for 10 years and then reboot it again and try to reboot it again. They have a 10-year window.
That would be the amount of time I would say would be required for the stink to blow off at the last.
But do you know how sad that is? That's an
That
eternity. Dude, I feel like I'll be dead before Marvel ever gets them back.
That was in early 2000s. Marvel's going into bankruptcy. Do anything to save the House of Ideas deal. And Marvel got the bad end of it. Now they're paying for it.
Yes and no. I mean, here's the thing. In hindsight, it's a terrible deal. At the time, it kept them afloat.
Yeah, at the time it was good for them.
And look what they did in the wake. They made the Avengers a multi-billion-dollar franchise.
Yeah, what I'm saying is
it forced them to kind of elevate their B to A tier.
No, and that's true. Although you can argue that Fantastic Four has not been an A tier since mid '80s. What I'm saying is that had Marvel been a healthier company at the time, that deal probably never would have had that structure to it.
No, it wouldn't. But hindsight being what it is.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I think it worked out well for Marvel. Otherwise, it's just now it worked out so well for them that we want to see them made whole.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, due to sins past, we can't.
Yeah.
They can't be made whole.
And it's not even like the Fantastic Four themselves that gets us excited about them being back in Marvel. It's all the characters that come with them. Dr. Doom, Galactus, Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
I'm a sucker for a cool sci-fi concept, and the Fantastic Four, when done correctly, are a fun sci-fi concept. And, you can do all kinds of nutty adventures into other dimensions and other planets and stuff. And we can't do that. And and because they don't have the movie rights, the comics put them on the shelf too. So I can't even have it there because of merchandising. Well,
if you're a sucker for a good science fiction concept and movie, boy, do I got a news story for you, sir.
Oh?
Just announced today.
I'm listening.
Our friends over at Sci-Fi Channel.
Oh, yeah?
Doing a sequel to one of the greatest movies of all time, Deep Blue Sea.
Oh, I'm...
His head is like a shark fin, baby! Deep Blue Sea 2 is coming to Sci-Fi Channel.
Take my money.
Dang, Skippy, take your money.
I guess.
We got smart sharks. They think before they eat.
Okay.
Love that movie.
How much of the original cast is coming back?
Considering who survived, you've got, two choices. Thomas Jane and LL Cool J, and you know what? Let's be honest. Probably all the surviving cast is coming back.
I would think Sci-Fi could afford those guys at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Not to poop on.
They got that Sharknado money.
Yeah, they do have the Sharknado, which is sad as it is. But what if they cross over Deep Blue Sea with Sharknado? Intelligent Shark Tornado.
Oh, man. Drew, don't
tease
me like that. Don't.
You can't outrun it. You can't outthink it.
There's only a certain level of hope and love that I can allow into my heart. Don't tease me like that.
Coming soon to Sci-Fi Channel, known for their stellar original programming.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. So yeah.
Okay.
I think that's it for the case files. Do you have
more or less? Zelda, the first expansion came out for Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, how was it?
It's great. It's good. I told you I didn't want that game to end.
I know.
And now it doesn't really have to. I already acquired all of the items that they put in the first DLC pack. Some are better than others. They didn't really have much function, to be honest with you. But they're cool to have in the game. But the big meaty part is the Trial of the Sword side quest, which is like a 3-tier, 45-level endurance round.
Cool.
And oh god, is it difficult? it's so difficult.
Haven't beaten it yet?
No.
How many rounds have you gotten through?
5.
Wow.
I had to pause the game at that point, and I haven't picked it back up yet. But it's not easy. They strip you of all your items, all your weapons, all your armor. You're in your skivvies. And basically, it's just level by level. You have to use whatever you can find that they give you to ascend to the next level. And so, if you got to fight with a tree branch, and you got to fight with a tree branch.
All right.
It's hard.
Dude, so, he's harping on your core.
If you die, you go back to the beginning. So if I'm on level 7 and I die, you're back at level 1.
Nice.
So fortunately, though, it's because it's 45 levels, there's 15 per tier. If you finish one tier, you start at the next tier. So there's that at least. But yeah, it's not going to be easy.
Yeah.
I'm sad. I get jealous and I get dumbfounded when I see speedrunners who do this kind of stuff. I think they broke the record. It's like sub 1 hour now to finish this thing.
I heard
I can't believe that.
20 minutes.
That's insane. I can't even imagine how that's possible. But speedrunners work miracles with video games.
They're a special breed.
They really are. I'm equal parts jealous and ashamed of them at the same time. Like, wow, get a life. At the same time, God, that's so cool. Yes. I'm jealous and like flabbergasted at the same time.
Yeah. All right. That closes up the case files for us this week.
Yeah, I got nothing else, man. It's kind of a light week.
Very light week. Again.
Comic-Con is coming.
Comic-Con's coming. Everyone's saving them big guns for Comic-Con.
Star Wars, by the way. Not gonna be at Comic-Con. Not gonna do a panel for Han Solo. Not gonna do a panel for Last Jedi.
Well, given everything that just happened with Han Solo, that's not surprising. Not necessary. No, it's not super surprising. They're probably saving it for D23.
Maybe, but they were there last year, I think, for stuff. They're holding back this year.
They were. I'm trying to remember how they did it with Force Awakens.
I think they were.
I think they did the same. Yeah. I think they might have actually did the same thing for Force Awakens. They were there the year before, but then the year of, they weren't there. So, again, Disney is one of those big companies where, I'm okay with their decisions because they've proven they know what they're doing.
Yeah. If we had to guess, we still got Ragnarok coming out in November, right?
Yeah, we might get some Ragnarok stuff.
Do you think they're going to go ahead and drop us a little Infinity War teaser? Or is it too soon? They're filming.
Maybe a behind-the-scenes thing, but I think we might get a little bit of Ragnarok and some Black Panther.
Okay.
I think they'll probably be... I think Ragnarok and Black Panther will be taking center stage, and then to wrap up their session, they'll give you like a little like little snippet behind the scenes, maybe some,
okay,
pre-scenes finished, which I'm fine with.
We'll find out soon enough.
Everyone's like fiending over Infinity War, and yeah, it's going to be great and all, but we got some good stuff coming between.
Oh, we definitely have some good stuff
now and then. Got Iron Man 3.5 this Friday, man. It's going to be awesome.
I think you are majorly overplaying Iron Man's role in this film.
I heard a rumor that I will not say what the rumor is because it's a potential spoiler, and I don't want to spoil it for you or anyone else watching, but if this is true,
yeah,
Carl going to be pissed.
Okay, I'll just prepare for the Carl wrath.
Carl going to be pissed.
Fair enough. But I've heard that Iron Man's role is more akin to Peter Parker's role in Civil War, so don't worry. It's going to be Spidey's flick.
What about Happy's role and Pepper's role and, everyone else's role?
They have a cameo. They showed up for an afternoon. It's okay. Yeah. It's fine. It's totally fine.
Let Spidey have his own movie.
This is his own movie.
Did you see what the talk is already about the sequel?
No.
What superheroes are they going to bring into the sequel?
I don't know. Hey, we wanted Marvel. We wanted Spidey in the Marvel U. He's in the Marvel U.
Yeah, but I wanted my Spidey in the Marvel U.
Your Spidey is never coming back.
Not necessarily this version of Spidey. Cool. That's not fair because you got your Cap. You got your Daredevil.
I did.
I want my Spidey.
Your Spidey is gone forever, or at least until Joe Quesada retires.
Yeah. I wouldn't. You know what?
Grown up, married Petey ain't coming back. Dude.
You know what? I don't even need him married. I just need him out of high school. I wouldn't even care if he was a college student.
You're going to get there.
I'd be okay with college.
You're going to get there. You're going to get there.
Let's get him out of freaking high school.
Tom Holland is going to grow into the role. He's going to get him out of high school.
See what Flash Thompson is now.
Trust the journey, sir.
Did you see what Flash Thompson is now?
No, is he Venom or something? Oh, that's the comics. Do
you want me to tell you?
What? What is he?
He's a cyber bully.
Oh, that makes sense.
Shut up.
At 2017, that makes sense.
You think real bullying doesn't take place in 2017?
It does.
You think good old-fashioned Flash Thompson bullying doesn't take place in 2017?
It does, but so does cyberbullying, which is kind of a more prescient concern nowadays.
Yeah. All right.
Just saying.
We have come to my rage aside over Spider-Man. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure it's still going to be great, but I'm probably not going to. It's probably not going to crack my top 5. I say that now.
Reviews say otherwise, but this one's a little close to your heart here, so we'll see.
I think you understand my gripes.
I do. Okay. I just,
as long as you understand. You got to. You don't have to agree with them.
No,
as long as you understand.
Hey, look, you ain't got to explain passion to me, dude. I'm irrational about a lot of stuff. So, but All
right, we are about to rustle some papers here. Season finale of Daredevil Season 2. Wow. This just...
It's good.
I know, folks, I know we do it every week, and I'm sorry, but the series brought it on itself. This is so much... This was like such a needed palate cleanser after Iron Fist.
Oh, well, yeah. Jeez, oh my God. It's hard to believe they're made by the same people.
Yeah. But we'll get in all the postseason breakdown after the episode breakdown.
Yeah.
So let's get to the episode. Episode 13. I actually neglected to write down the title.
It is a cold day in Kel's kitchen.
I see what they did there.
Uh-huh.
A little easy, but, every once in a while, the low-hanging fruit tastes just as good as the stuff on the top branch.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, so we open up. I have a question for you, sir.
Go on.
The Black Sky coffin container, what have you.
The big egg.
Does it not instantly remind you of one of the jars from Ghouls and Ghosts?
I haven't played Ghouls and Ghosts in a while, so it's not the first
Ghosts
thing on
and
my
Goblins,
mind.
Either one.
Either way.
The same jar.
Not the first thing I've thought of, so I guess no.
Look it up after
All right, I will do that.
You'll be like, holy crap, it's the Black Sky Jar. So, we have a villainous meeting with the villains discussing their plans.
Well, we get a new villain. Who's this redhead girl?
You know what? When she first walked in, you know what I thought?
What?
Typhoid Mary? Are they doing Typhoid Mary?
I didn't get there, but I hope they get a better actress if they decide to go Typhoid Mary, because this one tries a little hard. She tries a little too hard.
Yeah, she seems... I'm looking her up right now. Should have done this earlier.
I'm like, I thought Nobu was in charge, and now we've got redhead American girl talking, and she's speaking Japanese like she knows what's going on. Like,
you know what? Even villains need an assistant.
I guess
that's all. That's all I'm going to say.
She just feels out of place. Is all.
The character is listed as Tyler.
Tyler?
Yeah.
Oh, that threatening Tyler.
So we'll say not Typhoid Mary.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could do without her.
So it gives a list of targets, which at first we have no idea what she's talking about with targets. When I first saw this episode, and even like rewatching this episode, I'm like, is she talking about like, Jessica Jones or
so
Luke
basically,
Cage, or I'm thinking like, is she giving them a list of like the supers?
You're thinking about it like Civil or like Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier, yeah, exactly.
When we get the Stephen Strange, Stephen Summers. Look at me. Oh, how's it going, Stephen Summers? We got room on the show if you need a gig, buddy. Never mind, you can't come on the show. I spite you still. G.I. Joe. Stephen Strange, and we all marked out real hard. Yeah. No, I don't know what this list was. So,
well, we find out later in the episode.
We do.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
So,
and doesn't Nobu basically say kill them all?
No, he's just he's monologuing about needing to remove Daredevil from the equation.
Yes. Speaking of Daredevil.
Yeah.
He's patching up Stick.
He's got Stick tied to a chair.
Well, he doesn't trust him.
Matt's in some weird stuff sometimes.
Now, Matt is, after all this, Nobu's alive. Elektra was trained by Stick. That was like a big reveal stunner, right?
Yeah.
And all this business, he's still somehow in denial about Stick's mission.
I don't think he's so much in denial about the mission. He understands that all the stuff that Stick was talking about is real. He just doesn't agree with Stick's way of going about resolving it. He still thinks it can be done his way.
I guess. He's throwing poo-poo on the whole prophecy and all this other stuff.
As far as tying Stick to a chair, he's essentially a parent keeping two fighting kids apart.
Yes, this is true. So yeah, he knows Elektra's is dangerous, and he still wants her to die. Matt obviously doesn't want that. No one chooses who you are, blah, blah, blah. We get it, Matt.
Yeah, a lot of this seems stuff we've all covered and gone over before. Then we get a nice little scene of Foggy getting a job offer from Hogarth. We have a little Jessica Jones throwback.
We do. And I got to tell you, number one, Foggy cleans up really well.
Yeah, he's looking decent.
He's got his hair all slick. He's looking sharp. Number two, I know the Punisher trial was very high profile.
Yeah.
They also lost that trial in glorious fashion because Frank went nuts on the stand.
But that's the key. They lost the trial because of Frank, not because of what they did.
Fair enough.
Before Frank did his thing, they were looking at some possible reasonable doubt, which in a case like that...
Yeah, that's all good. But I feel like they're offering Foggy a lot of cachet for very little work.
You know what Foggy's getting? Foggy's getting the deal that quarterback from Green Bay got, who had the one game where he broke 6 or 7 records. It was like a career game, and he was like a backup quarterback. He just came out and had this amazing game. They got all these offers. He ended up in Philadelphia. His name escapes me at the moment.
I don't know who you're talking about, but okay.
Yeah. So he's getting that deal.
I mean, they offered to put his name on the firm.
Yeah, that was to me, that was one step.
If I know anything about lawyers, you ain't just walking into that.
Yeah.
You got to earn that.
But at the same time, they're kind of carving out, they're reading the landscape of what's developing in the world, and they're kind of, I don't want to say future proofing, but they're future prepping.
Sure, fair enough.
For people with complexities, as Hogarth put it. And remember, this is also post Jessica Jones, so Hogarth knows what she's talking about.
True. Very true. Fair enough.
Yeah. So we got that scene. We got a scene with Karen at the Not Daily Bugle digging. I just want to cut to the scene at Melvin's.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the opening stuff is important, but it's nothing we haven't seen before. Let's go to Melvin's, Drew. What do we get at Melvin's, Drew?
Well, this scene is very fun for a lot of reasons. Melvin's a cool character. He's kind of fun. I mean,
he's a character I wish we would see a little bit more of.
Yeah, I like that he's taken on this role of like he's the Lucius Fox, if you will, to Daredevil in a way. Like he's the provider of the toys.
His character is so likable. It's got me to a point where, in a lot of ways, I hope he doesn't become the Gladiator.
Yeah,
I don't want to see him throw down with Matt. I want to.
Yeah.
Drew, what do we get in this scene, Drew?
We get the Billy Club.
We get the Billy Club. Now you're probably saying, Carl and Drew, we've had the Billy Club.
No, he's had...
No. We've had a Billy Club.
Yes.
This is the Billy Club.
There is a difference.
Fully realized from the comics. This is akin to Cap's shield, Spider-Man's web shooters.
Yeah, it's Daredevil's thing. It had a trading card.
Cyclops' visor.
It had a trading card. It's got the grappling hook. It can be nunchucks. It can be a staff. It's pretty cool stuff. This whole scene was actually kind of cool. It just showed like the bond between. It shows progression. So we've got Melvin. We've got Daredevil in full costume. Elektra also happens to be there. The delivery of the Billy Club. I almost said Bullet Club. My God. It's just a cool scene that, as a fan of comics and the character, and even just as the show has kind of progressed, it's a cool little familial vibe here that I'm getting here.
Yeah, and when you think about it, when you think about the rest of the episode, the scene itself serves no purpose other than as a little wink, hug, and kiss to the fans.
Sure.
That, we know what you guys want.
Here you go. Well, last season, in the last episode, we got the suit.
Yeah.
Now in the last episode, we get the club.
It started with the DC television superhero shows, and I'm glad to see that Marvel has sort of adopted the concept of evolving a superhero. Don't just tell an origin story and then pick up where we all know the superhero, where he's at in the comics, but evolve him to that point and understand where these things come in and the importance of them.
Okay, fair enough.
They did it really well in Arrow, in which he started out like he was killing people, and I wasn't cool about that, but like they brought the character to a point where he realized what he was doing was wrong, and he decided not to kill anymore. His mask, which is Green Arrow's mask in the comics, is very generic, just black green domino mask, eye mask. When the show started out, he was just like wearing grease paint around his eyes. I'm like, that's really stupid. Anyone gets that hood off and they're going to know who he is immediately. And it happened a couple times.
Yeah.
But ironically enough, in the episode where they introduced Barry Allen was like, why don't you wear a mask? And Oliver said, if you can create a mask where I could still be as accurate, that doesn't obstruct my vision at all, then I'll wear a mask. And then sure enough, Barry made him a mask, and it's the mask.
Okay.
So, and it's really cool the way they did that here, and I like how they've done it especially in Daredevil, because it just starts out black suit, black bandana, standard Billy Club stick gives to him.
Yeah.
And it's evolving, and you're seeing purpose and reason for him getting these things. Melvin's giving Matt this Billy Club now as he says, a sign of appreciation. We know you're out there looking after us, and I just wanted to make this for you to not only to help you out, but to show appreciation.
Yeah. Let's not forget why they're there, though, as well. He's not there just to pick up the Billy Club, because that was a gift that Matt did not expect. He's there with Elektra because he wants to get Elektra some cool duds,
some protection,
because they're going to go take on the Hand together.
Ninja fight!
Lots of ninja fighting.
Oh, ninja fights.
Meanwhile, while we got the Billy Club and all that, Frank's getting his own little toys in order.
Yeah,
so he goes home.
Frank goes back home. It's a sad scene.
It is,
but in a lot of ways, again, it's a scene that serves a purpose.
Yeah.
Between like this scene and the scene at the end of the show, this is essentially, in my opinion, where the Punisher buries Frank Castle.
Very much so. Yeah.
It's just Frank walks in the house, Punisher walks out.
Yes, which very literally happens.
Yeah, very literally, because we get the skull.
Yeah,
we get the. We don't see it yet, but we know. You kind of know what he's doing.
He's spray painting the vest, and
Get the skull.
Got to put the skull on it because that's what you got to do.
Side note.
Yeah,
I mentioned I was getting one of my ships custom painted. For X-Wing.
Yeah.
I actually got that back. I'll show it to you at the end after we're done here. But next ship I'm going to get custom painted is the TIE Punisher.
Are you going to put a skull on it?
Put a Punisher skull on it.
Please don't do the Tom Jane skull. Go OG.
I think Tom Jane skull might actually be easier to do from a painting standpoint.
That's a shame. The Hot Topic skull, as we call it in Punisher circles.
I kind of prefer that one.
That's ridiculous.
It's a better looking one. It's more organic looking.
It's the Hot Topic skull. Anyway. So edgy, bro.
It's better looking. It's better looking than the original.
Blasphemy.
Sorry.
I'm open to interpretation, but the Hot Topic one it's just so silly. It's like Punisher hates his parents because they don't let him drive the car on the weekend, skull.
It's just better design. Sorry.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, so then we find out, Matt's keeping the kids in neutral corners at his apartment. Mm-hmm. And he gets a call from Foggy, which is unexpected. Mahoney got roughed up a little bit.
He did. My note here says they roughed up Mahoney. Hightower should have been there.
Yes. Like probably, who's probably there? Sweet Chuck.
Yeah.
Who's probably wasn't helping out? Sweet Chuck.
Hightower should have been there.
Hightower should have been there, or Zed.
Zed's not, unpredictable. Unpredictability is a powerful weapon.
Still probably would have been better helping to fight than Sweet Chuck. Or you know what?
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know who?
Proctor?
You know who I'll take over Hightower?
Go on.
You're probably not going to agree with me. I'll take Tackleberry over Hightower.
He's better armed.
Hightower is just brute force, and a lot of times situations call for that.
Yeah.
Tackleberry is tactical. Tactical Berry. That's what he shall be called.
How have they not rebooted this yet?
If he was in the Marvel Universe, he would be War Machine.
They really need to make a reboot.
Which, ironically enough, I guess Frank's getting his hands on some War Machine armor in the comics.
Yeah.
Thanks, Legacy.
Look, it's not like they haven't done dumb things with Frank before.
If you want to do it as a 1 or 2 issue thing, sure. That'd probably be a blast to watch.
I think I've gone on record. I don't really like the Punisher intermingling in the Marvel Universe too much anymore. I think the Max series kind of showed me the light where I don't need him involved in that stuff.
I think if you do it well, he works better in the Marvel Universe, but you have to do it really well.
You gotta
you have to have all-star level of writing game.
You just gotta make it believable, and having this character in War Machine armor. I mean, come on, dude. Yeah, it makes
1 or 2 issues.
Does it make
I'm fine
sense?
With.
Yeah, I guess. But does it also kind of really make me? I have a hard time suspending disbelief, I guess, which is ridiculous when you think about it as a comic book. But Frank to me just doesn't belong in that circle.
You've got to figure that armor has all sorts of security fail safes in it that Frank just doesn't have the technical know-how to get around. But again, if they're just doing it for 1 or 2 issues, fine. That'd be a fun 1 or 2 issues to give Frank that kind of firepower for. But if you're doing a whole series Frank is now War Machine, No.
Look, dude, this is the same company that brought us Frankencastle, so you know.
Spiritual Avenger.
Yep, that too.
So, yeah.
Remember when he got plastic surgery to look black?
No.
90s, baby.
That happened?
That happened in the 90s.
He Robert Downey Jr. Tropical Thundered?
He sure did. This was a thing. It happened.
What? What do you mean, you people?
Uh-huh. Yeah, so, comics, man.
Oh, man.
Comics, everybody.
That's a story that would not happen today.
No.
And that's a good thing.
Probably not.
Okay, so we get the shot of the entire episode.
Oh?
Because Matt goes to Mahoney and hears about all the stuff that's going on. And then Matt finds out that all the people he has saved as Daredevil have been taken hostage.
Yeah.
So Matt goes into action and he swings with the billy club.
He does. Yes, he does.
We get a little, and I like it because they did it once and that was it.
They didn't spam it.
He didn't turn into Spider-Man all of a sudden.
Not like the movie.
Yeah. Well, no, he didn't. The end shot in the movie was cool because it was basically that Casada cover.
It was.
That was pretty awesome.
We'll talk about that at length at some point, I'm sure.
We got, between this episode, after this episode is done, then we got all the way to August.
Well, we got to fill some time, don't we?
Late August, we got to fill some time. We're definitely doing, I think it's safe to say, we're going to do the
Fleck movie.
The Fleck Devil.
All right.
All right.
You heard it here first, man.
So, yeah, Matt, we get an awesome shot of Matt swinging into action with the billy club.
He rescues Turk's foot.
Turk.
Turk was going for a walk, man.
Turk should have been, if Turk had been stayed home, I mean,
probably
still would have taken, yeah.
He's got the ankle bracelet on. Oh, but he might have tampered with it a little bit. Little bit. Oh, Turk.
I don't like it anymore, Turk. I'm sorry. You got Pop killed.
It wasn't his fault, though.
It was his fault. He told Cottonmouth where Pop was.
He didn't know that his lieutenant was going to go kill him.
Drew.
Look.
Drew.
Circumstance.
You are not capable of this level of naivete.
I am. And when you have a charming actor playing Turk, I can. I can look the other way. Sorry, man. It's Turk.
You know who else looked the other way? Turk. You know what happened? Pop got killed.
Look. Pop should have moved that shop 40 years ago. Bad neighborhood.
He stayed because he believed in the neighborhood.
Where to get him? Killed.
Oh, Mike Coulter walks through that door one day, punches you in the face. I will sympathize for you. I will get you an ice pack afterward. I will do nothing to stop him.
It's fair enough.
So that's Pop. You'll kill Pop.
I like Pop, too.
Apparently not that much.
I like Turk, though.
So, yeah, the Hand has all the people in a bus that Daredevil has rescued.
Try Hard Taylor, whatever her name is. She kills that guy.
She kills the older guy who's trying to, guy's just trying to fight back.
Yeah.
Can't fault him there.
She's such a tryhard. Anyway, I'm nitpicking. So, Matt saves them all in the building, right?
Yeah, we get a great fight in the building when Matt interrupts them, cutting Turk's foot off, unfortunately. So had his foot cut off.
When he rescues them,
yes,
he is in full Daredevil getup.
Yep.
He saves Karen, and he lingers on Karen a little bit, like he would, obviously.
Yeah.
Now, at this point,
nice little moment between them.
At this point, she's gotta know, right?
Nah.
No,
I think
because they linger. He talks to her.
It's one of those.
You see half his face.
I think it's one of those things where suspension of disbelief has to come into play at some point. We have to, the mask is a tradition.
I know that.
We have to buy in to, and also she's probably not thinking of Matt at this point. There are a lot of borderline traumatic stuff just happened.
I get the impression that something clicked in this scene. Just a guess.
Probably. I'm not saying something different clicked, but again, it's not like a Batman Returns kissing scene or something.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about that. That was dumb.
But it was charmingly dumb.
You know what else was dumb?
What?
Her finding a weak spot in his armor and stabbing him with her nail. And he just stands there while she feels him up.
pump the brakes there. You know, both of us being married men, forsaking all others aside. Michelle Pfeiffer in that suit.
Oh, hey,
starts.
look, I came of age to that suit, okay?
Are you going to stop her?
No. But still, you're Batman. You're better than that. You're, pillar of justice and all that stuff. You should...
It's Catwoman. It's always been his one weakness.
Oh, Bruce. Anyway, back to Matt.
Yes.
So, I have an observation here because Matt's not alone. Elektra's costume was pretty boss.
Yeah, I liked it. It was...
Nice update from the comic.
Yeah, it was really cool. It serves the tactical purpose, obviously, because Melvin produced it. It's a good visual.
Yeah.
It keeps the theme from the comic. Again, we've discussed that as much as, we love Frank Miller and his work, not only on Daredevil, but in a lot of other things. His Elektra design is not really practical as a combat suit.
No, it's
even
fine.
As a ninja suit.
It's fine in comics, I guess.
Even today, I don't think
today
really
it wouldn't
works.
fly. No, but in the 80s, 70s, and 80s, I mean, that's what you would expect, I guess.
Yeah,
in comic books anyway. But no, this is a really cool take on it, and it retains some of the silhouette factor with the sash in the middle and all that.
Yep.
But it gives it armors it up. You get some red in there, but I think
it's good.
Yeah.
It's solid.
Very
really
solid
good
design.
Something I'd like to see Marvel incorporate in the comics.
I think they have actually.
Yeah, they're kind of going. From what I've seen, they're kind of going with her costume before she got the upgrade.
Oh yeah,
from the series.
Yeah.
Have you read those one-offs
yet? In the stack, dude.
All right.
I will talk about them at some point on the show. I promise.
Well, we got some shows to.
Yes, we do. I guess I got some time to fill, don't I?
Get to reading.
I can do that.
Or just give them to me and I'll read them.
Okay, well, we'll see. So
they're making their way up to the roof.
They are. Now question then. There's going to be a big throwdown.
Yeah.
They bar the door. Matt here.
Talk to me. What are you feeling?
I feel like he's learned nothing. He's ready to throw away his whole life just to go away with Elektra.
To be fair, I don't think either one of them realistically think they're going to survive this.
Okay.
And we're shown, like, another really cool visual from the show, dozens of ninjas coming across rooftops.
I got a question about those dozens. Yeah, I got a question about those dozens, too, in a minute.
And they're coming up from below them, too. So I think Matt is... I don't want to say being unrealistic, but he's allowing himself to hope for a best case scenario. Because think about where his life is at this point.
He lost his firm.
If he got out of this unscathed, Nelson and Murdoch is done.
Yeah.
Him and Foggy are barely talking. Karen wants nothing to do with him.
Yeah.
What life does he really have to go back to? I mean, yes, he can try to rebuild those things, and no one would fault him for that. But I think at the same time, you can't really fault him for saying, hey, if we get out of this, let's just go.
But
because he makes the valid point that, like, you're the one that understands. He says you're the one that understands me, but she's the one that understands both of him. She understands Daredevil and she understands Matt Murdock.
Yeah.
Whereas Foggy understands Matt Murdock but doesn't like Daredevil. And Karen only knows Matt Murdock. So I can't fault him.
No, I can't fault him. At the same time, he's pledging himself to a person that he actively, like, swore off earlier in the season and doesn't want to be around her because she's kind of like, a murderous psychopath. Maybe you don't want to attach your life to this person, Matt. Maybe.
Yeah, but at the same time, you can also say he still has one foot in the Matt Murdock world.
I guess.
When he did that. Now he's like, if I survive this, Matt Murdock is essentially... done.
I suppose. I suppose you're right. So we get a little melodramatic moment here, and it's time for the big throwdown.
Ninja fight!
Well, hang on. They get up there, and Matt said he heard them all. He said there's countless of them. There's more than I can count, and there's so many.
Or 8.
They get up there. There's like 5 guys up there. Like, where'd they all go?
Listen, man, show's on budget. It's just, these ninjas are not cheap.
They had those big panning shots of the ninjas. Like,
yeah.
There was like 30. They get to the roof. There's like 4 people there.
You know what? Okay, it's a valid point. I agree with you.
Try not to nitpick on this so hard, but it really stuck out to me watching this again.
Yeah, no, it's a valid point. I don't think you're being nitpicky, but I'm just gonna offer a counterpoint.
Did they not get past the bar door? Is that what happened? They were stuck inside?
No. I think that like a lot of those ninjas that we saw running across the rooftops, have maybe just been waiting on adjacent roofs.
Okay.
Because come on, we know bad guys.
Yeah.
They don't understand the gang rush mentality.
No, they don't.
They're very polite, let each other take turns.
To a fault in this coming up, by the way.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a moment. Okay, I'm just trying to make sure that I wasn't the only one that noticed this. Yeah. It stuck out like a sore thumb on
there was like 20 of them running across the roof in that one shot.
Right. And so Matt gets up there and it's just like, let's kick these 2 guys over here, you kick these 2 guys over here, and now it's boss fight with Nobu time.
Yep. That was Raphael on the rooftop.
Kind of like that. Yeah.
Foot Clan.
So
Raphael would have been a good addition to this scene. Just saying.
Turtles and Daredevil crossover. I'm waiting for it. I'm still waiting for it. We get another guest star in this whole... So all those ninjas might be missing, but you know who's not missing? Frank.
Well, hold on a second. Before you get to Frank, the ninjas... We start out with Elektra and Daredevil fighting the ninjas.
Yes.
But as soon as
as
soon as Nobu joins the fray, the rest of the ninjas back off. Because they let their boss
do the fight.
They understand that this is the fight he wants.
Yeah.
And then we talked about it in earlier episodes, we have Elektra getting killed.
Yes.
In a way that is not how it happened in the comics, and we've expressed our not necessarily displeasure, but...
Here's the thing. I've kind of come around on it, and here's why. Thematically, it makes more sense to do it this way. To have Nobu
it makes sense
do it.
in this story that they're telling.
Yes, because if you do it the way they did it in the comics, in this show, this season, we've already had to introduce Vigilante Punisher, that story. We've had to introduce Mystical Ninja Clan, that story. Elektra and her place in all of this, that story. Now we'd have to bring in Bullseye and like have
it's just too much.
You're spinning a lot of plates there, and then having Bullseye be the one to kill her, but the Hand to be the ones to take her. Yeah. Like there's just a lot of entanglements that you don't really have time to flesh out.
Bullseye was never employed by the Hand.
No,
he was always employed by Fist.
Correct. So
yeah, no, I get it. It's like
it makes more sense.
It's again. What do I say? Tell me a good story, and I'll forgive you some sins.
Absolutely, and not to mention, as much as I, the comic book death is iconic. It's totally iconic. However, it's also a little skeevy when you really look at the subtext of what happens. Bullseye essentially rape/murders Elektra.
Well, it's Frank Miller.
Yeah. It's one of those things that the more it's iconic. But then you grow up a little and you start to kind of understand subtext. And,
it's more of a mental rape.
No, it's kind of physical. Because he basically, what I mean by rape is that he is totally dominant over her, and then he penetrates her on panel.
Well, once again, Miller. With her own side, no less.
You can read into that what you will. But, it's a very...
I think you might be reading a little too far into it.
Can you read too far into it?
Yes.
Given the writer and given what is displayed on the page.
I think no matter what the concept, you can always overread something.
I think if it's there to be read,
at some point, a cigar is just a cigar.
Well, I disagree. The subconscious is a powerful thing, especially when you're Frank Miller and you don't even realize what you're writing anymore.
You know what, Frank?
Hindsight's a real...
No, Frank's always been extremely literal. I think if it was Alan Moore, then we'd be having a different discussion.
I'm pretty sure Frank knew what he was doing.
But yeah, like you said, in the context of this story that they're telling, it works.
It totally works, and it makes her sacrifice noble. Whereas in the comic, like I said, it's a little more grotesque.
And then we get the...
Go
and
on.
You're going to jump up and down on me on this, but I don't care.
Okay.
Because it serves a purpose, whereas the other one doesn't. We get the scene where Nobu punches Matt so hard his mask flies off.
Yeah. No, it bothered me too. Because I forgot about that the first time I saw it. And now watching it again, I'm like, really? Why did it... Really?
Have you not had enough FaceTime, Charlie?
Yeah,
it's 13 episodes.
You know what it is? I think that the creators, the writers, or the director, whoever, they thought because the hand. By the way, nitpick number 2.
Yeah.
Nobu stabs Elektra. Nobu gets knocked down, and the rest of the ninjas are all kind enough to give Matt a moment with Elektra.
Well, because they see that Nobu is not.
Hey, leader is down. Let's stand here and do nothing while our enemy is clearly not in the right frame of... Let's go kill him! Don't let him talk to his dying girl. Go kill him!
Yeah.
Nitpick.
Yeah, I know. You can also argue the whole purpose of why they're there just got stabbed and is dying, so...
It's television.
Yeah.
But the thing is...
You need to have that moment.
You do, but it bothers me that...
Here's the thing, though. Here's the way they could have done it. Is you could have Matt finish the fight and the whole thing with, Matt and Nobu at the end happen, and then go back to that moment with Matt and Elektra.
Sure, have her hang on for a little while Matt takes care of business and then end with it. But here it's like, oh no, ninjas, hang on, wait, stop. Let him talk to his girlfriend for like 5 minutes. But I think the director or whoever, they decided that if they're going to have this really sentimental moment between Matt and Elektra, he's got to do it with the mask. You can't emote with that. We can't take this scene seriously with that mask on. No, because we haven't seen him do everything else in this show with the mask on. Are we really not going to buy it here? Come on.
Yeah, no.
That's silly.
It's aggravating.
It is. That's Spider-Man mask off level of dumb.
That damn FaceTime.
Yep.
But
You're
then,
the star of the show, Charlie. Put the mask back.
How often are you out of costume as compared to in
right?
costume? Just keep the damn mask on.
All right. So
then we have...
Now Frank shows
Now
up.
we have Bang! And at this moment, first time I watched this episode, and even the second, this being the third, still have that same level of excitement. You know what this is for me? You know what this is? And you're probably going to roll your eyes and disagree or whatnot.
Uh-oh.
This is when Macho Man was getting the crap kicked out of him in the ring.
Yeah.
And Miss Elizabeth ran back and brought out Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
You're like, holy crap! Hogan's going to go help Macho Man.
Yeah.
And Frank just starts backing him up. And Matt keys in instantly on what's happening. And he just starts walking. Tough guy walking towards Nobu.
You know that led to Macho Man and Hogan.
The mega powers.
That led to them breaking up. You know that, right? I mean...
Well, eventually.
Yeah.
But for a little while, we had the mega powers.
Hogan's gaze lingered a little too long on Elizabeth, and Macho don't play like that.
Can you blame him?
He's a lunatic. Was. Anyway, yeah, so Matt's going to go finish the fight with Nobu, which, by the way, he does. And can I just... So, did he know that Nobu was going to survive?
He probably figured.
Okay.
He probably figured at this point I've burned him. I've knocked him, down a couple stories in the warehouse.
Just checking because
he's come back.
All right, because he threw him off that ledge without much concern.
Yeah, I think he gets how Nobu works.
All right, because Matt and his whole no kill thing
can't keep a good Nobu down unless you're Stick.
Well, as my notes here said. Did Matt just kill Nobu? No, but Stick did. I wrote it, Stick shows up and stabs him and then cuts off his head.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Although, if you want to be absolutely certain at some point, you take the head with you. I know it sounds a little weird, morbid, but you take the head with you, you find an incinerator, and you throw the head in an incinerator.
Given what we know about Nobu, what Stick should know, I would agree. Yeah. Let's be sure
here. Let's dot the I's and cross the T's here.
Lowercase J's.
No, you cross the T's and dot the lowercase J's.
That's right. So, our battle is over.
Yep.
Nobu is dead. Elektra is dead.
You get a nice little nod from Frank to Matt.
Yeah. See you around, buddy.
Red.
Hopefully sooner than later. Allegedly sooner than later.
Punisher series.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah, then we've got Stick and Matt at Elektra's.
Well, before we get there, right, don't we have Foggy and Karen? Having a little reminiscing time.
Foggy and Karen at Josie's. It's kind of a throwaway scene. It's not telling us anything we don't already know.
It's closure.
Yeah, it's kind of the final page turn on Nelson and Murdoch. And
yeah, it's Foggy saying, I'm still your friend.
Yeah,
I'm moving on. Josie closed the tab. By the way, how do I'm not a bar guy. Do bars let you just open a tab and come in and drink for free whenever you want? Multi-days?
My mom used to own a bar.
Okay.
Not unlike Josie's.
Okay.
Much cleaner, but it was one of those local
watering holes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know a customer, you know a person.
You let them slide?
You let them slide. If they make occasional payments and whatnot, you let them go.
It seems like weird business, but okay.
You don't do it for everyone. The people you do it for is rare. But also, I think they established in season 1 that the reason they're allowed to do that is because they did like a case for Josie for free, essentially.
Okay. Well, fair enough.
So, yeah.
All right. Just checking.
Yep.
Now, Frank goes back home for the last time.
Yep.
And he recovers something from the home.
What does he recover, Drew?
A little CD.
What does the CD have written on it?
Micro.
Now, tell us about Micro, Drew.
I'm a Punisher fan.
Yes,
but I don't have this like nostalgia. I don't want. I got to keep my terms PG. I don't have the big nostalgia kick for Micro that some fans seem to have. I think some people just like go nuts for it because it's something I remember. Yay, you remembered it. Micro he's a guy. He's a guy who helps out Frank. His son was killed, kind of like Frank's family was killed. He is not a Marine. He is not proficient with weapons. He's a tech guy.
Yeah.
He helps Frank out with tech and armor and, weaponry and things like that. He's kind of Frank's little arms guy. Okay, cool. But, he also sort of appeals to Frank's humanity from time to time. He's kind of like a conscience voice at times.
I think if anything, if they put him, which I mean clearly they're probably going to put him in the Punisher series.
I would very much assume at this point, yeah.
If anything, he's there just for someone to get Frank to verbalize.
Yeah, sure.
Because
Frank doesn't have any attachments or ties.
Yeah, he's not a talker.
No.
He's not, yeah.
He can monologue, journals, if you will.
War journals.
So, yeah, I guess that's leading us to believe that Micro will be in the show. Also, I do like when he burns his house down. He went through the trouble of showing up and leaving with a giant Gatling gun.
Well,
when you're burning a house down, you want to be stealth about it. You're going to want to carry the Gatling gun around in the middle of the public.
Listen.
It's television. They're just kind of showing you a visual, but come on, man.
If there is anything that Jesse Ventura taught us in Predator, is that there's never a time where a Gatling gun is not needed.
I'm not saying you're wrong. He taught us a lot of things in that movie.
Yes.
Some of the most colorful turns of phrase I've ever heard, ever, in that movie. Anyway.
Stuff will turn you into a sexual tyrannosaur. Just like me.
We're going to have to we got to pause there because otherwise the show is going to go off. We're going to get not so family friendly. All right. He leaves.
Yeah. Now we have the scene with
Matt
and Stick.
Calls Karen.
Well, we still have the graveyard.
The funerals, whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of a throwaway scene.
All we get really is that Matt has decided that, everything that Stick told him was, Stick kind of asked Matt if everything...
Was it worth it?
Was it worth loving Elektra?
Yeah.
And Matt says, yes, it was. That's basically it.
Yep.
And Stick remarks to Matt that you are the toughest person I've ever met.
Yeah.
So we get a little respect from Stick finally for Matt for what he does.
Yep.
Fair enough. But it's a necessary scene, but we don't really get much out of each character. All I got out of it is that their relationship is essentially restored to a degree. Now we get the big moment that I feel like we all kind of knew had to come.
Yeah.
So Matt shows up at Nelson and Murdoch. Karen is there. I'm assuming after having a couple drinks with Foggy, so she's probably a little tipsy.
Well, Matt called her there.
Fair enough. And he says, I have something to tell you. At this point, we know.
Yeah.
He's got a little garbage bag or a little paper bag. Not the most elaborate or classy way to carry around what he's carrying around, but he brought... So I have something to tell you. And he takes out the mask.
Yep.
I'm Daredevil. And we get a look from Karen. Doesn't really say one thing or the other, but to me, I feel like she already knew. But now she definitely knows.
Yeah, I don't think she knew. Possibly from the scene in the warehouse, possible suspect, but I don't think she knew. Also, if you're going to reveal a secret identity to someone, you do it in a way that can't necessarily be questioned. So, if I'm Matt and I want to reveal that I'm Daredevil to Karen, I show up as Daredevil.
And then take the mask off.
Because reasonable person might think, well, you just had that made. You're so desperate to get me back that you'll try anything.
Maybe they pull on that thread in season 3.
Here's hoping. But like they fade out from there when you think they're going to go credits. But wait, we see that the Hand has acquired Elektra's body and put her in the Ghost and Goblins jar.
They put her in the big egg.
Yep. So to be continued.
So
probably in Defenders.
Yes. So I guess I have a question about that. They wanted her from the beginning, like as when she was a child. They couldn't have her.
Yeah.
The Chaste got her. So they got that new kid in season 1.
Yeah, Stick killed him.
So
Stick killed a guy.
Yeah.
With a trident.
Question then. Why didn't they just bring the kid back to life? Why did they wait for Elektra to come back around and then revive her after they kill her?
I have no good answer to that.
Okay.
I could formulate an answer if you wanted me to, but I don't have a good answer to that. So I'll simply say we'll probably find out in Defenders.
All right. There you have it, man.
That's it. So
season 2.
Season 2 in the books. So freaking good.
So it's great. I love it. I love that we got what we got out of it. But I must say, I do feel that season 2 ends a little weaker than season 1 does.
Well, yeah, because the end of season 1, you have the full realization of Daredevil and the Kingpin on screen in a way we've never seen before, and we're completely blown away by everything that was leading up to it.
Yeah, I also think the Kingpin was a more identifiable enemy.
Yeah, I think
the Hand are a little too nebulous for me still. I don't know what they're really after, what their end goal is, and why I should care.
Yeah, you don't really buy Nobu as the head of the Hand.
Right. He's
but
just
at the same
guy.
time, I don't think he's meant to make you think he is that. Because the Hand have been portrayed as an organization that have components to them that we've not seen yet.
Yeah, but again, they're nebulous. Like, so I don't have as much of an emotional investment to it all. Whereas when it was Matt and Fisk, it was very grudge match and visceral. Because we had all that time that we spent with Fisk to understand him. The Hand are still kind of mysterious, and I think that hurts the overall satisfaction of Matt.
They get
winning.
One of the things that Iron Fist, for lack of a better term, does well is flushes out the Hand a little bit more.
Okay.
Especially in like the last 4 episodes.
I guess I should watch those.
Yeah.
Maybe I will now.
It's not a ton, because I think they're really saving the grand finale of the Hand for Defenders.
Okay.
You say the Hand are very nebulous, not unlike an alien. So, Sigourney Weaver.
Well, look at that pull. Wow. All right.
So, yeah. Season 2, really, really enjoyable. Again, a good palate cleanser from what Iron Fist was. We've got...
I want season 3 right now.
I do. So do I. But I want Defenders as well. I'm hoping season 3 is going to be that next thing. Well, we'll probably get Defenders, Punisher, and then...
Jessica
I'm hoping
Jones,
they do Daredevil before Jessica Jones.
We'll see. Either way, we got a lot of good content coming. I'm excited to see where it all goes. But man, I'm really hyped for season 3 of Daredevil.
Yeah. So,
because I got a feeling Fisk is coming back in a big,
give us Bullseye.
I got this feeling that they're gonna bring
give us Bullseye.
I just have a feeling.
And then season 4.
Yeah.
Give us Mysterio.
Oh, wow. Wow. Good luck with that. I don't know. He might be tied up with Sony and I thought you were going to say Stiltman.
No.
Give us Stiltman.
Give us Mysterio.
All right, man.
Alrighty, folks. We appreciate you being with us. Again, we've got some fun one-off episodes coming up between now and the release of Defenders. Defenders is going to be interesting because it's kind of going to be something that we're going to be going episode by episode with.
Yeah.
Maybe along with some of you.
Join us, won't you?
Yeah, obviously we're going to binge it and finish it, but that's just, because we want to. And
hey, real quick, by the way, before I forget, because we're ending the show, how great was RoboCop on the big screen, by the way?
It was really great. It was really enjoyable. Yeah, we forgot that from our week, that we went and saw RoboCop on the big screen.
Fantastic.
What'd you think of the theater? You said you'd never been there before.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, it's really
pretty.
Really enjoyable. I really want to see the next Star Wars movie there. They always do some screenings for the Star Wars films.
Cool.
So yeah, folks, if you would like to send us any questions, if you would like to send any comments, queries, suggestions to the show, you can do so at the following locations. You can find us on Twitter at DevilsDoPod. You can go to Facebook.com/DevilsDoPod. You can email us at TheDevilsDoPod@gmail.com. Or you can go to thedevilsdupodcast.com and find all these resources. Remember, if you're tweeting us on Twitter, the hashtag Alan has the rage.
The wrath.
The wrath. Alan has the wrath. All right, folks. Thanks again for joining us. Have a good 4th of July. Safe and happy. Don't blow your fingers off, all that jazz. And we will see you, or talk to you again next week. Court was technically not in session because of the holiday. Lucas wants to come in. Court's not really adjourned. We're just going to go enjoy our holiday.